Oh, yes.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we're taking a look at the new Masters of the Universe Revelation Evil-Lyn figure. Evil-Lyn, like her wavemates, is a highly articulated figure, much in the vein of Hasbro's Marvel Legends. And just like the Marvel Legends, comes with a slew of accessories and alternate parts. And this figure specifically is meant to portray Evil-Lyn as she appears in the Revelation cartoon, specifically after the first episode. When a few years have passed, she's gotten a little older, changed up her outfit a bit. So that is the version of the character that we're getting here. Now, if you see my reviews, you know how this goes. We're going to take a look at Evil-Lyn's packaging, then we're going to open it up. We're going to see Evil-Lyn herself. We're going to check out her posability, her accessories, all that fun stuff. Be doing some group shots and comparisons today, and then at the end of the video, I'll give my final thoughts. So Evil-Lyn comes in standard MOTU Revelation packaging for, the normal size figures. Bigger figures, they get a little bit different. And she's got a big open window here, so you can see everything she comes with. She's got her short broken crystal ball scepter thing. She's got a longer one over here. She's got this little satchel that she carries around for a lot of the first 5 episodes, and she keeps the head Skeletor staff in there. She comes with an alternate head that removes her little headwear piece there and just shows her long white hair. And then she gets 4 alternate hands for different types of posing. So a lot going on here. She is not lacking when it comes to accessories. I really like that. And then there's really not much else to see on the front of the box. You just get your branding for Revelation, her name, Netflix call out, because Netflix has got to get theirs in there too. And then the Masterverse logo for what is the name of this greater line, right? So supposedly they're going to have more than just Revelation stuff in Masterverse, though it remains to be seen what else they're going to do. Here you just get her name again, and you get her original title of Evil Warrior Goddess from the old MOTU line and Origins. And then here you get this really, really nice artwork of Evil-Lyn. Again, you get her name, her title, and then this long bit of flavor text. And this reads, "The dark sorceress, ever present by Skeletor's side, weaves sinister spells to assist in his quest to conquer Castle Grayskull. A dangerous foe with malicious intent, Evil-Lyn is not above allying herself with the heroic warriors for her own ambition, and the untapped universal power held within Eternia. Whether standing on the side of evil or the side of good, Evil-Lyn is to be feared but never trusted." So, I think that's a pretty good description of how the character is portrayed in the new show. I like the background here going on. It appears she's making rocks float. I don't know if she's just in a place where the rocks just float because of latent magic, or if she's raising them up for an attack. Not sure. Either way, it looks pretty cool. And then if we turn to this side, here's another bit of artwork for her. This time kind of raising her arm up and casting some kind of spell. So very neat looking. And yeah, that's all there is to see on the packaging. I'm pretty satisfied with what I see so far. I mean, we won't know for sure till we actually open this up and play with her, but she looks really cool in box. And the box itself is really nice. Again, I've praised Mattel for going really above and beyond when it comes to the artwork on their packaging. The fact that they'll have multiple different illustrations, full colorful illustrations on different sides of the box. They're all unique. They're not stock footage. Really puts them a good bit above Hasbro when it comes to the effort put in their packaging. So I do really, really like that. All right, now we get Evil-Lyn out of her package, and you can see her accessories laid out around her. You have her staff, her broken staff, 2 extra sets of hands, the alternate head without the helmet, or I guess headdress, and then her little satchel thing. Now, this is undoubtedly Evil-Lyn's appearance post time skip in Revelation. This is the outfit she adopts after the first episode, so was it a few years later maybe? It does create a little bit of a continuity issue here, because by this point in the story, her staff has already been broken by Teela, and she uses this, little half version now. So, I mean, it's a neat addition. It's just, it would never really be very screen accurate to have her wielding her intact staff in this particular form. It also worries me a little bit, because as cool as this figure is, and I'm glad it exists, personally, I was hoping for a classic outfit version of Evil-Lyn to come, maybe further down the line. We know they're doing it for Teela, right? They introduced her shaved head look for the second wave, and then in, I think it's wave 4, I want to say, we're getting the classic Teela. So I really want them to do a classic Evil-Lyn design too, because I'd like to get a figure of that, updated look on her classic outfit. But the fact that they put the staff here with this release worries me a little bit. Doesn't necessarily mean they won't make a classic Evil-Lyn, but it's almost like they're saying here, this is like, we're going to give you the staff and just pretend, put the headdress on her and say this is your classic one. I hope not, because I thought the updated outfits for their classic outfits were really, really cool. I'd love to get a figure of that. But anyway, as I said, this is her post-time skip look. You can, if you want to pretend she's the classic Evil-Lyn, you can have her wield her intact staff, and it kind of sort of emulates the original figure. It's obviously much more heavily clothed, but it works. It looks good enough. I do say I like the head sculpt here. I like the fact her mouth, she's kind of pursing her lips a little bit, like she's being really snarky or really annoyed with something, which I find very fitting. I think the face sculpt on this head is really good. And if you'd like, we can clear these accessories out of the way a little bit. And if you want to pose her for comparison with her more classic appearance, here is our Origins Wave 1 Evil-Lyn, complete with off-putting yellow skin. And yeah, you can see there's an evolution to the design, right? The staff is much better proportioned on the newer release. I always found the Origins and vintage toy staff to be way too short. It's more like a scepter or a wand than an actual staff. You can see they really muted the blues in the new design. Both shades of blue are much darker, and the light blue is more, I guess, really less saturated looking. It's almost gray. But you can tell, just by looking at them, these are undoubtedly the same character. All right, so we'll pull her out of the way. Now let's look at these accessories more. So because this is a Revelation version, she should have her satchel, which the easiest way to get this thing on is to put it on upside down. So slide over this arm, over the head, and then twist it around. And she gets her satchel. So looks pretty good overall. You can also give her her shortened staff. And there's actually a little ring thing here, little belt, that you can actually stick this down into if you want. And that way she can put it away and be posed with it, sheathed. So you do get a lot of options here. I think that's very neat. And then, of course, speaking of options, we have those different hands to talk about. So 2 of the hands, these just pop out like they do on any of the Origins or Revelation figures. Just like that. Very Marvel Legends-esque. Got 2 of the hands that are just closed fists. So I'll just show those off together. You can have her bare knuckle brawl someone if you want to, or just use one of these and give her, make her do like this, the clenched fist look, evil clenched fist. You do get some ways to play around with her here. And here's our third set of hands, which are basically the opposite of the one she comes packaged with. So a fully open hand here on the left, and then a hand for holding stuff on the right. So this is a good time to go ahead and give her her shortened scepter with a nice screen-accurate look right there. That's pretty cool. And it's also a good time to show off her articulation, because I haven't done that yet. So she has all the same articulation points that the male characters have. So she gets the double ball-jointed head. She gets the ball-jointed torso there, which is neat. Universal shoulders, which actually go all the way down, which is nice. Bicep swivel, double bend elbows, wrist swivel and hinge. Get a waist swivel. Her legs, despite all this skirt stuff going on, are fully articulated and can actually stretch all the way out because the skirt area, or jacket, or whatever it is, has slits in the side. So they don't hinder the articulation, which is awesome. Thigh swivel, get double bend knees, get the boot swivel, you get the ankle rotation and rocking there. So everything the male characters have, she has too, which is awesome, right? They didn't slack off with the females, even though they have smaller, more delicate parts. They made sure that they could move around just as well as the big guys. So I really appreciate that. Now the last thing we haven't seen is her using the alternate head. So you just very carefully pop the old head off. Go ahead and put the new helmetless head on. And the hair might get in the way a little bit. You gotta kind of fight it. Is it on there? Didn't really pop, but I think it's on there. All right, so then you get this. Evil-Lyn with long white hair. Now, what's interesting about Evil-Lyn's hair, so they actually do show her without her headdress in the classic cartoon, and she has very, very short hair. Now, obviously, she could have just grown it out in the time being, What's weird though is if you've seen the second half of the first season, when she gets powered up by the power sword, her hair just like disappears. It gets like chopped off, and a haircut that very much resembles how she looked in the 80s cartoon. Oddly enough, though, because I mean, transformation changing hair is not really a big deal. When she transforms back, her hair remains chopped off for some reason. I don't know. You'd think when she powers down, she would just revert back to what she looked like, but remains chopped off, and then she grows it out again, so she has very inconsistent hairdos throughout this series. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Maybe she just likes to try something new every once in a while. So this is, how she appears without her headdress on, and, her kind of showing the more human side of herself. Also makes her look a little bit less malevolent, even though her expression is pretty much the same. Now, my copy actually has like a little bit of gook on the forehead here, and I'm wondering if I can scrape that off without making it look worse. I'm going to try to after the review, because I don't like that's on there. I'm not sure if that's glue or just mold flash. Not really sure. But aside from that, the head sculpt is really nice looking. It looks very similar to the other one. I don't think it's identical. I think her lips are pursed a little bit. Well, maybe it is the same. It might be. Just with the hair thrown on. I don't know. But I think it looks good. It really gives you a different look for the character and really evolves her design more than just having the helmet on there. And personally, I think this is the way I'm going to display her, because if you're going to get a new design of Evil-Lyn, you want it to look new, right? You got your vintage looking design here. Hopefully, maybe they'll do a classic look for Revelation, and then you have kind of the end result, or, well, not end result because the story keeps going, but further along design. I like the fact that it's different. So yeah, she's part of the first wave, and I think she makes a good case for this first wave. She is really excellently articulated, sculpted. The outfit is like stellar, all the accessories she comes with. I think she's one of my favorites of this first wave, if not my favorite. We'll see how it goes after I review the others. But I just really like the way she works out. The tolerances are fantastic. The posability is great. The fact that she can actually put her arms down, unlike most of the others, and we'll talk more about that as I go through the reviews. I just think she looked great. The face sculpt is good. And I love all the accessories that she comes with, too. She's a pretty good deal for $20. And this completes our look at MOTU Revelation Evil-Lyn. I've already sung this thing's praises enough, I think. You kind of get the idea of where I stand on it. I think it's a really fantastic figure. Really, really up there for the $20 price point. The outfit, I mean, the layers and stuff on this are great. The amount of accessories, the alternate head. Definitely one of the best that Mattel's put out in this line so far. And I just love the look of it, either with the helmet on, with the helmet off. And I think it's a really great evolution of her character design. So, these should be still pretty readily available. I mean, Wave 2 is starting to hit, and even rarely Wave 3 here on shelves. But Wave 1 should still be plentiful enough to where you can easily find one of these if you want. And I think she's one of the essentials. Like, if you're going to collect Revelation at all, or you just like the idea of having, kind of new looks for your classic characters, maybe not go all in, I think she's one to pick because she is a very new look, right? She's something different. Kind of consider her like Evil-Lyn 2.0, as McFarlane, toys would put it. So yeah, I would definitely go grab her. And, go to your local Walmart, your Target, pick up this Evil-Lyn if you haven't already. Of course, that is just how I feel about this figure. Now I want to know what you all think of her. Do you think this toy is really cool? Do you like the design on there? Or do you not want to pick this up either because you're just not interested in the toy line, the show, the redesign, any of that stuff? Any and all feedback is always welcome in the comments section. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to toss it a like. Let YouTube know you want to see more stuff like this. If you do want to see more like this, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you always get a heads up when I post something new. I thank you for joining me for this look at the new Masters of the Universe Masterverse Revelation Evil-Lyn. With all that said, I will see you next time.